Fellow Rec-Ops, sisters, brothers, fathers and mothers, everyone. On the 17th of March, it'll be the 25th anniversary of the Forgotten Fallen. His life was taken. It was taken. The thing is, he didn't die in vain, because after going over it about 1 billion times, came to the conclusion that it came down to the same reason why every other rec-op is getting struck. A lack of effective communication. All we have right now is one human senses for our protection. That's sight. People have to rely on our yellow flashing lights or blue flashing lights, whatever color lights. That's even if they see them, depending on what vehicles are blocking and this and that, and how the position of the wrecker is. Some old school stuff has changed now. We used to park on an angle to make sure our lights were seen. That has gone away because of flatbeds and then don't close the lane attitude. Well, if you don't close the lane, you're actually causing improper resistance, and just like in electricity, you end up blowing a fuse. You don't close down the lane, you end up getting a wreck operator killed, and when he gets killed, what do? All the lanes close down. So we close down lanes for a fallen wreck-op, taken wreck-op. Okay, since we're talking wreck-op to wreck-op, we can be honest here, and the taken. Now, we'll close down all the lanes. So in an electrical circuit, it's like you just blew a fuse. So if you don't close down a lane, you're risking something. If you don't have your personal space, which, by the way, a lot of people, this is a code, and it's a code for anybody, any human being on the planet. It's your right. This is unarguable, by the way. This is, anybody who argues this must have some sort of mental issue or something like that, or just wants to be that guy that, no, you can't do that, you know. And we always know there's one on the internet or wherever. Your personal space when you step out on a highway, the maximum is spread your arms out. You spread your arms out, that's the maximum space you're allowed to take, and your minimum space is your arms out bent. I'll show a better picture of that, but this here is your minimum space. Slow down and move over. So you need this much space to communicate and to work. Okay? Nothing less than that. Any less than that, when you put out your cones, if you don't leave yourself this much space, well, then you're working, you're not only endangering yourself, you're endangering others. It's like the electrician who likes to work on electricity and doesn't shut it off. There's a risk involved. If something happens, you'll be like, well, yeah, shut off the electricity. Same thing like doctors. If they don't clamp off a vein to blood flow, you know, no one tells the doctor not to clamp off the blood flow when they operate. A plumber. Does anybody tell a plumber, no, you can't shut off the water while you're working on the water? So, and when you look at it, traffic can consider themselves lucky that we only closed down one lane. It could be that, hey man, from now on, there is no more slow down, move over. It's all stop. Everybody, stop. Rec-op working, let's do our thing. He does the stuff, everybody sits there waiting. Once he's done, then he goes. No traffic passing whatsoever. That could be a solution if slow down, move over doesn't work out. If people don't catch on to slow down, move over in your lane, and ride the line. The reason why you ride the line is not only for the wreck-op, for us to get a look at them and say, okay, that guy recognized, slow down, move over. The guy behind them has more of a chance seeing it, you know. And that's important for us to be seen. Even big trucks are going to ask them, slow down, move over, ride the line, and take the furthest lane so the other vehicles can see. And it'll be known, hey, there's a truck driving in the fast lane with his four-way flashers going tick, 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 and tick, tick, tick to the side that they want them on. We're going to be asking truckers, and later on, intelligent vehicles will do it automatically. Like Tesla. If it gets the recognized message, its four-way flashers is going to go four-way flashers 3 times, and then 3 times the other side, and it's going to repeat. It's actually going to not just get the message, it's going to talk to other vehicles by saying, slow down and move over. Slow down and move over. So, I want to turn my handle there so I can actually show you what it would be like. All right. All right. Well, override, shut the fan off, right? So slow down and move over. Slow down and move over. Slow down and move over. Alright. Yes, this is a GoPro on my helmet. It's cool because when I work with this GoPro on my helmet, and the helmet's called V1 also, this helmet communicates the slow down, move over laws. That's coming soon. But it comes. I got it on a GoPro, and whenever I see a vehicle not slowing down and moving over, I just say GoPro highlight. Ah, there it is. See, I just said highlight, and it just highlighted. GoPro highlight again. Poof! There it did it again. It's pretty cool. So another thing we like to do is we're going to probably be able to get you these GoPros inexpensive by getting to know how many rec ops are out there. Get it to the lowest possible. Soon they're going to really pay attention, and it's going to change, okay, in the next 10 years. And 10 years from now, everybody will be slowing down and moving over. It'll be so rare that a rec op gets struck that it'll be like a huge event, and when it does happen, yeah, well, like I said, they'll be hearing from us with our messages being sent over all social media. Now, having a message on social media saying slow down, move over, it's nice, it brings awareness, but it's not the right timing. That's why we want to bring the message slow down, move over up to 40 seconds before they even see us. This way here, they don't need to depend, because some people don't even know what a tow truck looks like. A lot of people don't know the difference between that truck, and we're like, why not? Are people not slowing down and moving over when they see a tow truck? They don't even know what a tow truck is. That's the lady that's driving. I don't know what it is. So we're going to teach them. We're not going to tell them. We're not going to ask them to slow and move over. We're going to tell them, and we're going to show them. There's going to be a small test coming out that people will be able to do, and they'll understand. And they'll have to get it right. But this test also is going to go to rec ops, and we're going to have to get it right too. So it's up to us to do our part, and they're going to have to do their part. There's actually slow down, move over. Actually, mathematically speaking, thanks to the fallen, all the fallen and the forgotten fallen, and all of your posts and everything that people put together, all that together, it's been over a year now. That mathematically speaking, slow down and move over has been solved. It's three calculations. If you thought E equals MC squared is something, recognize W to the third is 3 different equations that you will be taught, and it's easy to remember. It's real easy. It's a bit complicated, but it's easy. There's ways to remember and all that. It'll be taught in more than one fashion because we all don't learn the same way. We'll use different analogies and stuff. But anyway, to get the app working, you need to get the answers right anyway. So but it's really not hard, not hard to learn slow down and move over and know how to do it. Performing it right. Slow down and move over. If the lane's closed or it's about to be closed, well, you get out of that lane. When you see a wreck up, move out of his way, man. Anyway, we can all do this, but we really have to be united and do it all at the same time, and everybody stand together and keep one common code and slow down and move over. Pirates all got together, and even if they didn't like each other and argued, they agreed on certain things. And it's like it's kind of a code. It's just like the same code for a computer code when you do programming. It is what it is, and we all have to agree on a common code. And slow down, move over is a lot safer than any other, sorry, but that's just the way it is. If you don't do one of the two, you double your chances of killing someone. So yeah, or does belong in slow down and move over, but it belongs at the end. Slow down and move over, or possibly kill someone, or you know, if it's not the end of their life, it might be the end of yours, because you know, if someone doesn't slow down, move over. Oh, and now the thing is, what would be great about this also too is getting preemptive warnings directly to the vehicles, oncoming traffic. Well, we won't have to put police lives in danger anymore, because we're asking police officers right now, we're like, hey buddy, can you go pull those people over because they didn't slow down, move over, they almost killed me. So we're asking them to go down a little further, pull them over, get out of the car, and risk their lives to give it a ticket. And once we give a ticket to someone, now we all know what it's like to get a ticket. Do you think they're going, all right, I got a ticket for slow down, move over, I'm gonna do it from now on? Well, that's kind of like getting a ticket for a stop sign that you didn't quite see. You just saw it the last minute and oops, yeah, it's good. No one's supposed to go through a stop sign. You're supposed to be paying attention. That's true. For people outright knew and just did it anyway, because it could be, you know. And by the way, we will always, no matter what technology comes out, we will always have to watch our back. But just to give you an idea of what we're asking Tesla to do, because we're asking them to start off with this first. Well, actually, I'm not asking Tesla. I'm asking Elon Musk himself, just because it's cool like that. And we're asking basically to be like, okay, Elon, we're going to give you 40 seconds preemptive warning, a slow down, move over, telling you what lane, what speed to go, and and in return, if the pilot doesn't respond by saying recognize and acknowledging it, which will also, by the way, lower, when you say recognize, it'll cut out the volume, it'll just be the visual, and the visual will continue until you pass the wreck scene, and then it'll say thank you for recognizing.
Thank you for recognizing.
Now it'll be like, okay, Elon, we're giving you 40 seconds preemptive warning. If within those 30 seconds the driver doesn't acknowledge, well, it could be the automated system that has it, that acknowledges it. And depending on which one is driving and which one decides to take over, depending on how they you know, it depends whose driver his choice, you know. If neither of them acknowledge, there's a backup system where this is possible. Well, Elon will answer me, I guess. Will answer this. We want a 10-second warning. So let's say the car doesn't respond and the person doesn't respond. Their vectors and velocity don't change. Well, with that calculation, well, we'll get a preemptive warning directly onto our phone or the helmet that's you know, being recorded from right now. And for light duty guys who don't want a helmet, well, it'll be your gloves. Your gloves will vibrate. That's some of the stuff that's coming out. Your gloves will actually, over the vest you're wearing. There's a new recognized vest that's coming out. We're non-competition, so we'll be asking the companies that already make vests, make this vest out for rec ops, a recognized vest. That's coming up in the future. You know, we're gonna have instead of just having lights right now for people to see, like I said, we're gonna have light, sound. So instead of having one sense, there's gonna be 3 for humans, and for the car there's 4. And as for cues, there's a total of up to 12 cues, depending on what the wreck up does. If he puts out his cones, if he places his wrecker on a slight 10 to 30% angle. Lanes are going to have to be closed down, and wreck ups are going to have to be trained to be able to close down a lane with or without police, and they're going to have to know what to do. And with this training, we're going to save police officers' lives. We're going to save the government tons of money, because we won't always need police. We're just sitting there a lot of times with their lights doing, you know, backing us up. We'll have effective communication, and we have to have this. We cannot continue doing this. There's no reason. It's unfair. In fact, it cost me 2 families. This industry, I've been in it since 18. I bought my first tow truck when I was 18, and it cost me 1 family. It cost me 2 families. I left the business so I can be with my second, my daughter, my second child, and then I came back in this, and it's still the same problem 30 years later. The communication problem. This has to end. We cannot continue doing it like this. This is not fair that now I'm on my 3rd family. I got my you know, a great relationship she's been putting up for this tow life for the past 4 years, and I think it's outright unfair that if something happens to me, that she has to live that. That at the end of putting up with all this wreck-up life, she has to be like, oh, my partner's gone. What is she going to get? Well, it's great. The National Towing Museum will give her help out with the burial and all that, but you know, I think personally, I prefer that $5,000 that would be, or whatever amount it is, that'd be given to my girlfriend. I prefer it to build another record with that. In fact, you know, I think that's really great what the National Towing and Recovery Museum is doing, and I would like to see less wreck-ops dying. Number 10 already. 10 wreck-ops are dead since the beginning of January. I don't know about you, but every time. Every time it happens, that's like a stab in the heart again. So, either I leave the industry and say, hey, I'm going to just, you know, I'll remove myself from everything from Facebook and everything social media, and don't have to ever hear about slow down, move over, and go sell some flowers and, you know, make it home. But I like what I do. I love what I do. And one of the reasons I do it, because I know, like, it's Friday night right now. I'm the last guy on call right now. I'm going till midnight, and I like taking care of Friday nights because of the way of my safety procedures that I do. I know traffic on Friday nights are crazier. It's not the same beast. Anybody who's working Friday nights or weekends, you know traffic's not the same beast. Friday is a special night. Anyway, this was supposed to be a really short video. Not sure if I'm going to edit any of it out or just leave it like this, because this is kind of reality too. It's time to stand together. We're also looking for people that have a great voice, you know, that can say things like, when we will stand together, we will fall no more. And that's the truth. We have to stand up. Doesn't matter if you like, you know, sometimes you just don't like other people, you know. All us wreck-ups don't have to like each other. But there's one thing we have to do, is we have to make it home at the end of the day, and we have to make it safe for others. That's what wreck-ups do. We save people. So first responder, last responder, we're responders. We respond. So we do what we do, and we deserve to make it home, regardless of what other people feel about us or what we feel about each other. We have to make it home. That's the first rule. It's like Fight Club. Don't talk about Fight Club. Well, if you're a wreck operator, a wreck op club if you want, or whatever, well, you make it home. Don't break the rules. That's the number one rule. So please voice your voice if you want to on the 17th of March. You know, he left a 3-year-old son behind, Mario Tosse. He left a 3-year-old son who's now 28, and he could have done with his father in his life because he has some difficulties learning. And his father would have been a great support for him in his life, you know. Instead, his mother, you know, she has someone else in her life and all that, but still, you know, it's unfair, and this unfairness needs to stop. We have the craziest job, and yes, tow truck drivers, wreck ops, tow ops, wreck masters, we're all a little part crazy, because we know the statistics, and yet we get up and we go and stand on a highway anyway. So, if you're wondering if you're just a tow truck driver, sorry, never refer to yourself as just a tow truck driver, and if anybody does refer to you, well, take a minute and educate them, okay? You're not just a tow truck driver. Actually, you save people for a living. You get paid, not a great amount, but you do get paid to save and help people. Whether they appreciate it or not, it's regardless. We know what we do, and we can keep our confidence in knowing that we do that. And however, you know, we deserve to go home. And there's nothing, anything can be argued about that. And if we stand together, well, we'll probably all make it home. In the next 10 years, we'll get to see that instead of watching us fellow wreck ops fall, the only thing that will fall is the number of fallen. And we can do this. That's why, if you want to remember, to know how to remember the slow down, move over mathematical equation, which is W3, look at the 3 and turn it around. It makes like a little E. So WE, all right? W3, that means we, and that's how it works. It's through we. We, us, United Rec Operators. Slow down and move over. It's not hard. Or stop. There's an or stop too. Stop, stop. Rec Ops, if they have to close down all the lanes, a train or Rec Op should be able to do that if they have to. Anyway, please post for the fallen and for the future fallen. And like I said, if you get taken before the 17th and you already posted your voice saying slow down, move over, well then it's your video that will be posted on the 17th. We'll all post your video if you fall before then.
Slow down and move over.
Hopefully not. Hopefully you can make it to the 17th without anybody else falling. That would be cool. Anyway, like I said, we can do this. It's up to you. Voice your voice. Slow down and move over. WWAVV. W to the squared. V, A is for equals. And, important part, and V2. So, 2 W's is a W squared. The 2 V's are a V squared. So, W squared equals V squared. I'll put that up here so you can see it. That's some stuff that gets complicated, but that's the stuff we're gonna have to all learn. There's 3 mathematical equations, and once we all know this, and the oncoming traffic knows this, slow down, move over has to be taught. We can't just write a law and say, everybody slow down, move over. People don't know when to do it. We're going to teach people, but we have to teach ourselves to do it properly first so we can teach others. Yeah, so that's my rant for now. So please, if you can, just record yourself saying slow down and move over. Post it on Facebook or whatever social media you want, and then on the 17th, repost it. Like I said, noon or midnight, depending on your shift. And yeah, well, that's it for now. And like I said, don't shoot me. I'm just a messenger. I'm passing a message from the fallen to you so you can pass it to oncoming traffic. And the message is from the fallen: slow down and move over. 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 So that's that, and that's for now, and hopefully we'll see how many people. And for the slow down, move over, if you want, you speak another language, you can use a different language for. And if you want, you can translate this and have any other language explain this, so the worldwide tow wave will eventually be every single rec op, and it will go across the world in each time zone, every hour on the hour, across the world. Hence, it's like actually a double tow wave, because it'll be passing at noon for all the guys working during the day, and it'll be passing at 12 for all the guys working late shifts. You choose whichever one you want, you know. And if you don't do it at the right time, doesn't matter, as long as you do it. It's like when you go to the stadium and people do the wave, you know, there's always that one guy who's a bit late. It's still cool, you know, as long as you post it, as long as your voice gets recorded on social media saying slow down and move over. That's most of the point. And like I said, in the future, they won't just see us, they'll hear us, and they'll feel us, and they'll also know that we're recording. And no one wants to hit a rec op while we're recording. Record safe, by the way, on your helmet, on your vehicle. And yeah, one day we'll all make it home. We'll be able to scroll social media without hearing that another rec op was taken. We'll be able to post about our cones that got hit instead. And by the way, when I got hit, the guy got charged $500. The guy who took Mario Tasse's life, he got charged $500. If you want to put a new law out and work on something, cones should be $500 a cone. A cone. Hit 5 cones, well, it's expensive. So, yeah. See you in the ditch.
Thank you for recognizing. Thank you for recognizing.
Thank you for recognizing.
Thank you for recognizing